I was a member of the Titty Poo big band.
Not playing the trumpet, I hope.
No. I took the cap around for contributions. Anyway, when I saw Yum Yum, it was love at first sight. But hopeless. She was engaged to her older guardian, Coco. A month ago, I heard that Coco had been condemned to death for flirting.
Coco was condemned. But at the last minute, we saved him.
Yeah, and then we made him Lord High Executioner of Kitty.
When our great Mikado made flirting punishment like death, we all knew we were in trouble. So, the night before Coco was to be beheaded, we freed him and made him Lord High Executioner.
But Lord High Executioner is the highest rank in Titty Poo.
It is. Our Mikado sees no difference between a judge who condemns a gangster to die and the headsman who lops up his head. So now every judge is his own executioner.
Thanks. And you are?
I am Pooba, the coolest cat in all of Titty Poo. When all the officers of state resigned at once because they refused to work under the uncool Coco, I was the only one cool enough to take over all their jobs.
He took over all their salaries, too.
So, Coco is Lord High Executioner.
He is.
And you are?
Lord High, everything else.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
I also sell state secrets at a very low figure. Now, if you want any more info about Yum Yum, that would come under the heading of a state secret.
Well, this too?
For now, let me see about Yum Yum. Kid, the news ain't great for in the end. You come too late. The days and there is celebrate the wedding of our execution. This very day from school, Yum Yum will sing away at home with a beat of drum and a rum tum tum with a love high execution. Drums will crash and the trumpets break and they'll cut down and away. They'll ring it all away. That's all I know with the Lord High Executioner. And the drums will crash and the trumpets break and they'll cut down and away. It's all away. That's all I know with the Lord High Executioner. No doubt the captain extremely soon.
Is going to marry Coco?
That's right, baby! Now, Coco will be here in a minute, so he'll fill you in himself.
I gotta talk to Yum Yum first.
All right, suit yourself.
Guys, he's coming!
Taken from the county jail by a set of furious chances, liberated them on bail on my own recognizances, lifted up soul regale, given weekly allowances to a height that few can scale. Saved by long and weary dances, she only never had a bail. Under searchlight circumstances, so adventurous a tale, touch my breath with the best romances, taken from the county jail by a set of furious chances. She only never had a meal, so adventurous a tale. I really am flattered by this reception. You know, if I should be called upon to act professionally, I'm sure I could find someone whose loss would be a distinct gain to society at large. If someday it should happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground. They never would be missed. They never would be missed. There's the devotees of movie stars who write for autographs, all people who have flabby hands and irritating laughs. Name these. All children who play instruments and always play them flat. I hate that. All people who shake hands with you like that. See what I mean? Hurts, doesn't it? They squeeze, they hold on, they don't let go. It's unforgivable. And Billy Young and all his like retired educationists, they none of them be missed. I've got them on the list. And they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed. There's the ragtime serenader and the others of his race, the piano organist. I've got her on the list. All people who eat chewing gum and stick it on your desk. I don't think they'd be missed. I don't think they'd be missed. There's the BBC presenters who leave messages on the phone, like Russell Brand and Johnny Ross, big fans. But 30,000 callers who
are tired of childish acts, have jammed the lines to give support to Manuel Andrew Sachs. And Fiona Bruce is dumbing down the antique specialist. I don't think she'll be missed. I don't think she'll be missed. I've got her on the list. I've got her on the list. And a lot of them be missed. They'll not of them be missed. There's the animal lays and stormers who get paid for who knows what. The elected must insist to put them on the list. But Austin Haven's son, I don't think he'll be missed. I don't think he'll be missed. Now Costello, Burns, and Gallagher have got a different plan. Katrina and her minions try to flush us down the pan. There are some empty spaces left to put upon the list. But the task of filling up the list, I'd rather leave to you. But it doesn't really matter who you put upon the list, 'cause none of them be missed. They none of them be missed. I've got them on the list. I've got them on the list. And none of them will be missed. They'll none of them be missed. The list! Now, take that list and put it in a safe place. Ah, Pooh-Bah! I feel the festivities in connection with my wedding should last a week. I really want to put on the dog. So tell me, what should I spend?
Well, who are you speaking to? First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chamberlain, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, or Private Secretary?
Suppose we say private secretary.
Well, speaking as your private secretary, I should say that since the city's going to be picking up the tab, don't stave yourself. Oh, well.
Exactly. That is your advice.
As private secretary, but you must understand that as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I'm bound to see that the economy is observed.
But you said just now, don't stink yourself.
As private secretary,
And then you said the due economy must be observed.
as Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Well, come over here when the Chancellor can't hear us. Now, as my lawyer, how do you advise me?
As your lawyer, I should say that as long as you don't implicate me, chance it.
Thank you, I will.
If it were not that, as Lord Chief Justice, I'm bound to see that no law is violated.
I see. Well, come over here where the Lord Chief Justice can't hear us. Now, as First Lord of the Treasury.
As First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a vote that would cover all expenses. But as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to fight it tooth and nail. As Paymaster General, I could fix the account so that, as Lord High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titty Poo, it would be my duty to denounce my dishonesty and give myself into my own custody as Chief of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
You're telling me, but I don't want you to think that all these distinguished people couldn't be satisfied by the insult of a very considerable prize.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Oh, Pooh-Bah! My bride and her sisters are coming. You know, Pooh-Bah, any compliment in a characteristic Japanese attitude would be considered a big favor.
No money? No problem.
to-be.
You're not going to kiss me in front of all these people, are you?
Oh, well, that was the idea.
But it seems odd, doesn't it?
Honey, it is odd. I wouldn't do it. Hey, it's all right. After all, you've got to start somewhere.
Well, I know nothing about these things, but I've no objection if it's usual.
Oh, it's quite usual. Eh, Lord Chamberlain?
I have seen it done.
Will you introduce me?
Oh, this is,
Oh, this is a musician who... Oh, you don't
Time, girls, please.
Yum yum.
This is a gentleman who used to play so lovely on second trumpet.
Sir, I have the great misfortune to love your work, Yum Yum. Oh, I know you're angry.
Angry? Why, not a bit, my boy. I love her myself. Charming little girl, isn't she? Bright blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, thank you. Good day. Come on, girls. Hoobah.
Yum Yum? Alas, we're alone. I came out to heard your guardian was beheaded. But I find you're to marry him this afternoon?
Yes.
But you do not love him?
No.
Yahoo! That's swell. Well, why don't you turn him down?
Well, what good would that do? He's hardly about to let me marry you.
Well, I would wait until you were of age.
Besides, a wandering minstrel who plays brass instruments outside of tea houses is hardly the suitable husband for the ward of a High Lord Executioner.
Well, what if it should prove that, after all, I am no musician?
There, I knew it the moment I heard you play.
What if it should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty, the Mikado?
The son of the Mikado? But why is your Highness disguised?
Well,
And what has your Highness done? And does your Highness promise to never do it again?
Years ago, I made a mistake. The mistake of captivating Katisha, an older woman in my father's court. She misconstrued plain courtesy into an expression of affection and claimed me into marriage under my father's, yes, my father's flirting law. My father, the J. Edgar Hoover of Japan, ordered me to marry her within 1 week or die. So that night, I ran away disguised as a second trumpet and joined the Titty Poo big band, in which you found me.
I think your Highness had better not come too near. The laws against flirting are very severe.
But we're alone, and nobody can see us.
Still, that does not make it right. You must obey the law.
Damn the law! If it wasn't for the law, how happy would we be now?
Oh, happy, yes!
We should be standing side by side, like this.
Instead of being obliged to sit half a mile off. Like that.
We should be gazing into each other's eyes, like this.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love. Oh, like that.
With our arms around each other, like this.
If it wasn't for the law.
If it wasn't for the law.
As it is, we couldn't do anything of the kind.
Not for all the tea in Japan.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco. Were you not to Coco plighted, I would say in a tender tone, now come let us be united, let us be each other's home. I'd forget all rank and station, for these years are not to want, and to mock my abnegation.
your shoes untied.
Really? Oh, there she goes. To think my future happiness is wrapped up in that little bundle. Really, sometimes it hardly seems worthwhile.
Coco,
What? Can't you see I'm trying to soliloquize here?
I've got a letter.
A letter? From who?
From whom?
Whatever.
From His Majesty, Mikado.
The Mikado? What does he want from me? It's in Japanese. We are Japanese. Ah, here it is. He writes to tell us that no executions have taken place in a year. And unless someone isn't executed in a month, I'll be denounced as Lord High Executioner. And Titty Poo reduced to the rank of a village.
But that will ruin us all.
I'll have to execute someone at once. The only question is... who?
Well, it seems unkind to say so, but since you're already under sense of death for flirting, everything seems to point to you.
To me? Why? I can execute myself.
Why not?
Why not? Because first of all, self-decapitation is a very dangerous thing to do, not to mention difficult. And secondly, it's suicide. And suicide's a capital offense.
Well, that's just a detail.
Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
Man might try.
Even cutting off half would be something.
It would be seen as a desire to obey imperial will.
No. As official headsman, I cannot agree to someone being executed unless it is done perfectly. I'm an artiste.
I'm afraid that unless you find a substitute...
A substitute? A substitute? Well, it's easy. Puma! I appoint you Lord High Substitute.
I second it.
Such an appointment would realize my fondest dreams. But no, I can't accept. I am so proud if I allow my family pride to be my guide. I volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. The family pride is being denied and set aside. I'm mortified and mortified.
My brain and teams with endless schemes, both good and new for Titty Poo. But if I flip the benefit, then I diffuse the town with lose. Now every man to aid his plan, to plot and plan the best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say the criminals who are cotton too can hardly feel the fatal feel, and so I say without much fear. This is too much solid for you, you're dirty screwed to this and you.
I'm so proud if I allow my family pride to be my guide. I volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. The family pride must be denied, set aside. I'm mortified and mortified. I'm mortified and mortified and mortified. Right. Leave me alone. Now I'll figure something out. Well, isn't this just great? I allow myself to be saved simply to benefit Titty Poo. I'm now required to die within a month. Is this gratitude? Is this gratitude? What do you want? Can you see I'm trying to soliloquize again? Go on. Don't mind me. Wait a minute. What do you plan to do with that rope? I am about to terminate an undurable existence. Terminate your existence? What for? Because you're about to marry the girl I love. Oh, no. Pardon me, I can't allow that. If you try anything of the kind, I shall order your instant arrest. If you raise an alarm, I shall instantly perform the act with this blade. No, wait. Don't you see in committing such a crime, you are... substitute. What's the matter? Are you absolutely resolved to die? Absolutely. Will nothing change your mind? Nothing. Well then, if you really mean what you say, and absolutely nothing will change your mind, and you're absolutely made up, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide. Be executed handsomely at the hands of the public executioner. This is what we'll do. You let me marry Yum Yum, and in 1 month, you can behead me. Wait a minute, I draw the line at Yum Yum. Very good. If you can draw the line, so can I. No, wait! Let's be reasonable here. How can you marry Yum Yum if I'm going to marry her myself? My good friend, she will be a widow in a month. You can marry her then. Yes. But my position over the next month will be very unpleasant. Not half as unpleasant as mine at the end of it. I forgot about that. I was only putting my wedding off for a month. All right. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, I see Yum Yum to be my wife. I've taught her to see me as a good and honest man. I need to have her views changed and all of that. My good friend, trust me. She shall never learn the truth from me.
Cuckoo, we came to find out what you mean to do about the Mikado's letter.
Congratulate me. I found a volunteer.
Right,
It's Titty Poo.
it's Titty Poo.
He has agreed to give up his life if I give up Yum Yum.
What?
Only for a month, mind you.
Is it true? Are we to be married?
Yes. When the cloud has passed away,
It's the sun is gonna shine a tiny day.
and all the dark night is calling us so soon.
Gonna be a month of afternoon. From our joy and dance. In lasting song and merry dance. Rejoice, shout, and cheer in our building till victory. Rejoice, shout, and merry cheer.
Well, a month will pass and happiness will seem the year.
No heaving cheese now that you are here. But in a month you gotta change the tune. And let's crown our joy and dance. With laughing song and merry dance. Rejoice, shout, and cheer in our building till victory. Rejoice, shout, and merry cheer.
A toast to Titty Poo. As in 1 month you have to die, if Coco tells us true, 'twere empty compliment to cry, long life to Titty Poo. But as 1 month you have to live as fellow citizen, this toast with 3 times cheer will give long life. Long life to you. Long life to you. Long life to you. Till then.
Shout and merry cheer in our building till victory. Rejoice, shout, and merry cheer. Your MOC assists me all the time. I've come to claim my lover, Titty Poo. He shuns the lights that never close. Come back here, old fool. Come back
Who is that?
That's the older woman I was telling you about.
No, you shall not go. These arms shall not enfold you. Full of bliss. Oh, the king of life, yes. That I'm your maid. A restless have to hold. A basic grudges. You blind. Oh, rash. Oh, miss. Give me my blade. Yeah. Give me my blade. Prosecute your quest. My pretension well expressed. You cannot turn us.
No.
You cannot turn us. You cannot turn us. You cannot turn us.
No.
For he's gonna marry. He's gonna marry. He's gonna marry. He's gonna marry. Yum 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 that I cherish. Yes, he is the only son of your mother. Shakanini-sama, Shakanini-sama, Sushinaki-seki, Sushinaki-seki, Odi-bidi-hana, Odi-bidi-hana, Seki-teriyaki, Seki-teriyaki, Uchi-uchi-uchi, Uchi-uchi-uchi, Wiki-waki-wiki, Wiki-waki-wiki, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You think I know what you will see, you are not got the best of me, you grab me up and now you're ready for what you think you're in there. You know what you think, you know what you think, you know what you think, you know what you think,
raven hair, curlers purple dress, deck the maiden fair in her loveliness, paint the pretty face, rouge the coral lip, emphasize the grace of her ladyship. Art and nature cannot be denied. Go to make a pretty bride. To make a pretty bride. Braid the raven hair, curl the supple tress, deck the maiden fair in her loveliness, paint the pretty face, rouge the coral lip, emphasize the grace of her ladyship. Art and nature cannot be denied. Go to make a pretty bride. To make a
The sun whose rays are all ablaze with everlasting glory does not deny his majesty, but stands on fire before me. He won't be coy, a blushing boy, complete with childish whining, but fierce and bold in fiery gold, he glorifies his shining. I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I need to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I. Observe the flame, you icy dame, the moon's celestial highness. There's not a trace upon her face of diffidence or shyness. She borrows light that through the night mankind may all acclaim her. But truth to tell, she lights up well, so I for one don't blame her. A brave, make no mistake, we are not shy. We're very wide awake, the moon and I need to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I. The moon, the sun
it cannot be denied that your husband is to be beheaded in a month. That, in a way, is a drawback.
Yeah. Really does seem to take the top off things, you know?
I don't know.
I think it's mean of you to talk about it. If my happiness is to be cut short, can't you let me forget about it?
Yum Yum? What's the matter? It's our wedding day, honey.
They've been reminding me that in a month you're to be beheaded.
Yes, we've been reminding her that in a month you're to be beheaded. It's quite true, you know. A month. Beheaded.
You, baby.
Now, some bridegrooms might be depressed by this sort of thing, but not me. A month? What's a month? Gosh, time is purely arbitrary. Who even says 24 hours make a day?
Well, there is a general impression to that effect.
We'll call each second a minute. Each minute an hour, each hour a day, and each day a year. And by that rate, we have about 30 years of happily married life left.
Yeah, and at that rate, this conversation's really lasted 4.5 hours. Come on, girls, get the hell out of here before you get too old.
Time flies if you're having fun.
That's the way to look at it. Let's not be sad. There's a silver lining to every cloud.
Let's be perfectly happy.
Let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
It's silly to cry.
Ridiculous. Brightly dawns their wedding day. Joy ashore we give you greeting. Where, oh, where would you be fleeting? Fickle moment, breathe stay. Fickle moment, breathe stay.
Ere victory was so hollow,
Pleasures come and sorrows follow.
evening bells will chime along.
Evening bells will chime along. Evening bells will chime along. Ding dong. Ding dong. Yet until the shadows fall, o'er and o'er.
Go on, don't mind me. I'm afraid we're upsetting you.
Nope. I gotta get used to it someday. Apparently. Now, start off by putting your arm around her waist. There. Let me get used to that first.
But it must be torture for you to see us together.
No. I gotta learn to take it like a man. Now, put her head on your shoulder.
Like that?
That's it. Now, kiss her. Oh, thank you. It's torture for me.
Oh, come on, buck up. After all, it's only for a month.
No. There is no use in deluding ourselves with false hopes.
What do you mean?
Oh, my child. My poor child. How can I break it to you? My wife that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, you can never be mine.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Glad? I just learned under the Mikado's law that when a man is executed, his wife is immediately buried alive.
Buried alive?
Buried alive. It's burial ahead of death. Where did you hear this from?
Oh, Pooh-Bah. He's my lawyer.
But he must be mistaken.
No. I checked it over with the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, Police, Commissioner of Titty Poo. They're all of the same opinion. I've never seen such an agreement in a law in all my life.
But this law has never been enforced.
Not yet. Because as you see, the only crime punishable by death is flirting. And, well, married men never flirt.
Of course they don't. Well, I suppose my dreams of happiness are over.
Darling, I don't want to appear selfish, and I love you with all my heart. I don't suppose I'll ever love anyone as much in all my life, but when I agreed to marry you, I had no idea that in a month I was to be buried alive.
Neither did I.
It sort of makes a difference, doesn't it?
Of course, of course.
I mean, burial alive is just a stuffy death.
An awful death.
So you see my difficulty then.
I see. If I insist on your carrying out your promise, I doom you to a horrible death. But if I release you, you'll marry Coco. Oh my boy. I really am very sorry for you. Oh, thanks. I'm sure you are. I mean, I can't imagine what it must be like to have someone's wedding called off at the last minute. But don't worry. You shall be disappointed of a wedding. You can come to mine. Oh, that's awfully kind of you. But that's impossible. And why not? Because life without Yum Yum is impossible. So, this afternoon, I perform the happy end.
What do you mean?
Well, I cannot live without Yum Yum. So I perform the happy end. Wait a minute. You can't do that. Why, hang it all. You're under the contract of the public executioner to die in a month by my hands. Why, I shall have to be executed in your place. What now?
The Mikado is approaching the city and will be here in 10 minutes.
The Mikado? He's coming to see if his deeds have been carried out. Now listen here, this is getting serious. You must not frustrate the laws of justice by committing suicide. As a man of good man and honor, you are bound to die by my hands. Well then, behead me. What, now? Certainly. At once.
Chop it off, just chop it off.
I don't go around prepared to cut off men's heads at a moment's notice. Why, I never even killed a fly.
Still, as Lord Executioner.
As Lord High Executioner, I have a whole month to behead him. I'm not ready yet. Need to take lessons. I'm gonna start off with a guinea pig. Work our way through the animal kingdom till I come to a second trumpet. Ow. You didn't think I considered the job if I didn't think the duties were completely nominal, did you? I can't kill you. I can't kill anything. Come on now. We all have unpleasant jobs. After all, if I don't mind, why should you? It must be done. Must it be done? I'm not so sure about that. What do you mean? Well, why should I kill you? When signing an affidavit that you've been killed, we'll do just the same. I mean, here are plenty of witnesses. The Lord Chief Justice, Lord High Admiral, Chief of Police, Secretary of State, First Lord of the Treasury. Where? They're all here. And they'll all swear to it. Won't you?
I don't understand. Did you want all us high officers of state to lie like dogs?
We're talking cold, hard cash, Poobah.
Just told me Fido. Rough.
But I tell you, life without Yum Yum is totally out of the question. Yum Yum, Yum Yum. I'm sick of Yum Yum. Fine Yum Yum, marry Yum Yum. Only go away and never come back again. Yum Yum, there you are. Are you particularly busy?
Not particularly.
Do you have 5 minutes to spare?
Yes.
Then run along here with His Grace, the Archbishop of Titty Poo, and be married at once.
But if I'm to be buried alive...
Oh, no, don't ask any questions. Maggie Poo will explain all later. But, one moment. The Mikado! He's coming to see if his orders have been carried out! If he finds you alive, I shall have the greatest difficulty in persuading him that I've beheaded you. Now get ready. Here he comes.
Like a chimney, whatever ashes it cost, I'll tie the offense.
to think the Beethoven is the cat who is king of pop, pop, pop. Tie him down with an elegant sound, make him jitterbug-jive till they drop. Soon he gusses to see nothing but trouble, and learn all all the day. Oh, man, it's boring beneath my flooring, kept my troubles away. The state senator who asks all the questions sends him for every reply. I'll nail his Keystone session at Easter, not let him out till July. Now all you critics who hit and pan me, I got a lesson to sure make you score. Oh, Jag knows it's gotta be the vice Mikado, or I'll accept the third term. Sublime, I will achieve in time. Let the punishment fit the crime, punishment fit the crime. And Satan's brings a bend, unwillingly represent source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. The punishment fit the crime, punishment fit the crime. The punishment fit the crime, punishment fit the crime. Punishment in the crime, punishment in the crime.
Your Majesty, it is my honor to welcome you to our town of Titty Poo. The execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yes, the coroner has just handed me the certificate.
I am the coroner.
And this is the certificate of his death.
Yeah.
It's in Japanese.
No, that joke's been done.
In Titty Poo, in the presence of the Lord Chief Justice, Attorney General, Secretary of State.
They were all here, Your Majesty. I counted them myself.
Very good, House. I wish I'd been in time for the performance.
Oh, it was quite a spectacle, Your Majesty. His struggles were something
Fierce.
Fierce! Yes, his struggles were something fierce. Oh, what a strong man he was. He squirmed and struggled, but I bore my big right arm and drew my sleeper's knee.
Oh, this is very interesting. But we came on a totally different matter.
Oh, really? What matter would that be?
A year ago, my son, the heir to the throne of Japan, ran away from our imperial court.
No way. Was he dissatisfied with his position?
Not at all. On the contrary, I was going to marry him, yet he fled.
I'm surprised that he should have fled from someone so lovely.
That's not true. You think I'm not beautiful because my face is plain. Well, beauty is not only in the face to be found. It is true, my face is plain.
That's a fact.
But my left shoulder blade is a miracle of loveliness. People come from miles around just to see it. And as for my right elbow, it holds a fascination that few can resist. And well, my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet he fled.
Listen, you little shrimp!
He is now masquerading in this town, disguised as a second trumpet.
Second trumpet?
Yes. And he goes by the name of...
Nanky
Nanky. There's not much family resemblance. Do you know where he is?
Yes, well, it's quite easy. That is, it's rather difficult. He put on some weight. He got really big hips. He wore a rubber ring. He's abroad. He's gone abroad. He's gone abroad.
Gone abroad?
Yes.
His address?
His address? Titty Poo. No way, we're in Titty Poo. It's either Little Rock, or Sagatuck, or Titty Town. Cleavage, Cleaver, Cleveland. He's in Cleveland.
Look, he was beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another?
Dear, this is a problem. My dear fellow, in your haste to carry out my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I had no idea.
Of course not. How could you? If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a second trumpet, he must suffer the consequences. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved what he got.
Yeah, it's not like we could tell who the gentleman really was, right?
I mean, it wasn't written on his forehead.
That's a good one. Pocket handkerchief? You know, I forget the punishment for causing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
I think it's something to do with lingering in boiling oil.
Yes, it is. Boiling oil.
I know it's something humorous, but lingering in boiling oil, or perhaps melted lead. Oh, but come now. Don't fret. I'm not a bit angry.
Your Majesty, may it rest you in peace. I can assure you that I had no idea.
I knew nothing about it.
I wasn't even there.
Now, you see, that's the unfortunate part of it. You see, the fool of the law says, causing the death of the heir apparent. You see, there's not a word about a mistake.
No.
Or not being there.
No.
Or having no idea.
No.
Or not knowing.
No.
There really should be.
Yes.
But there isn't. And that's just the slapdash way in which these laws are written. But don't worry, I'll have it changed. Next session. Now, about your execution. Will after lunch suit you?
I believe we can wait till then.
Then we'll make them after lunch.
I don't want any lunch.
Now, I'm really very sorry for you all, but it's an unjust world, and virtue is triumphant only in musical comedies.
You've got 7 courses to figure out something, and if you can't, come in your hooferness.
Well, isn't this just great? I don't know what to be done. In reality, there's only one thing that can be done. Mikado must come back to life. Oh, Mikado, there you are. You're reprieved. But it's too late. I'm a dead man, and I'm off for my honeymoon. Yes, but a terrible thing has just happened. It turns out that you're the son of the Mikado. Yes, that happened some time ago. Yes, well, your father's here, and Katisha's with him. My father? With Katisha? Oh, yeah. And she wants you.
Well, we're married now.
What's that got to do with it? Well, Katisha claims me in marriage. But you see, I can't marry her because, well, I'm already married. Therefore, she will insist on my execution. And if I'm executed, my wife will be buried alive.
You see our difficulty?
Yes. I don't know what's to be done. Well, there is one chance. Oh? If you could persuade Katisha to marry you, then she would have no further claim on me, and I could live my life without being in fear of put to death. Me? Marry Katisha? Have you seen her?
Oh, that's just her face. She has a left shoulder blade. That is perfect.
I heard her left heel is much admired by the connoisseur.
I can't pin my love on someone's right heel. Look, the bottom line is, while Katisha is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. But when she's married, I can miraculously come back to life.
Here she comes now.
Well, let's get the hell out of here.
Is still my body's prisoner. Remote the peace that death alone can give. My doom to hate, my punishment to live, to live. Oh, living eye, come tell me why, when the hope is gone, do you stay on? Why linger here when all is drear? Oh, living eye, come tell me why, when hope is gone, do you stay on? May not a cheated woman die, may not a cheated woman die. Hearts do not break, they sing and ache for old love's sake, but do not die. Though with each breath they long for death as witnesses, the living eye, the living eye. Oh, living eye, come tell me why, when hope is gone, do you stay on? My linger here when all is
Katisha, mercy, please!
Mercy? Did you show any mercy for him? See him! You have killed my love. Well, he didn't really love me, but he would have loved me all the time. I'm an acquired taste, only the educated palate can appreciate me. And I was educating his palate just fine before he left. It takes years to train a man to love me. And you expect me to go weary around again, and at the same time beg mercy for you? Who robbed me of my prey?
Katisha, for years I have loved you with a white-hot passion. And slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Don't shrink from me. There's a woman's mercy in your heart. Take pity on a lovesick fool who thrills at your tiniest touch. I do not hope for your love, Katisha, but I will not live without it, darling.
Whose hands, Sorika Blood? You dare talk to me in passion.
I do. Accept my apology or I die on the spot.
Go ahead, Turkey. Nobody knows better than I do. Nobody's ever died of a broken heart.
That's not true. On a tree by a willow, sang willow, tit willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Dicky Bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect? Birdie, I cried, or a rather tough one in your little inside. With a shake of his poor little head he replied, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. He slapped at his chest as he bespangled his brow. Oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. And he sobbed and he sighed, and a gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself in to a willowy wave. And an echo arose inside his grave. Oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. Now I feel just as sure that I'm sure that my name isn't willow, tit willow, tit willow. It was blighted affections that made him exclaim, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you I probably shall not exclaim as I die, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. Yes, he did.
All on account of a cruel little head. Cruel little fellow.
It's a very sad tale. And quite true. I knew the bird quite well.
Did you? You must have been very fond of her.
He was.
And if I refuse you, you'll go and do the same?
At once!
No, you mustn't. Oh, I'm a silly little goose.
You are.
And you wouldn't hate me if I'm just a teeny, weeny, wee bit bloodthirsty, would you?
Katisha, is there even beauty in bloodthirstiness?
My idea exactly. There's beauty in the bellow of the blast. There's grandeur in the growling of the gale. There's eloquent outpouring, the lion is roaring, and the tiger is a lashing of his tail.
Yes, I like to see the tiger from the Congo or the Niger
and especially when lashing off his tail.
Volcanoes have a splendor that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dogs. But to him who's scientific, there's nothing that's terrific in the falling of a flight of thunder.
Yes, in spite of all my weakness, if I had another weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderdolls.
That is so singular, thundery, very away we'll go and merrily get merry, sing totally secretary today is gone.
There is beauty in extremely old age. Do you think that you are elderly enough? Information I'm requesting on a subject interesting. Is the maiden all the better when she's tough?
Throughout this wide dominion, it's the general opinion that she'll last a good deal longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Should you wait until you're 80 in the shade? There's a fascination frantic, but a ruin that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
To the matter that you mentioned,
Yes.
I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed. It's so singular, it's thundery, it's very, very away we'll go and merrily get married, sing totally victory today it's gone. And that is so singular, it's thundery, it's very antics. Away we'll go and merrily get married, sing totally victory today it's gone.
There it is, I'm Derry.
There it is down there,
Merrily get married.
merrily get married,
Totally to Terry.
totally victory today.
Man, that was a fierce lunch. I'm telling you, that southern fried sushi is what's happening. Have all the painful preparations been made?
All is prepared, Your Majesty.
Then bring forth the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning but misguided accomplices.
Right now? Right now? Why, they were just here. Mercy!
Mercy, mercy, mercy for Coco and Pooh and even Pity Sing.
I beg your pardon? I don't think I quite caught that remark.
That was mercy even for Poobah.
And for Pity Sing. You see, I'm just cuckoo for Coco. I just married this poor, unworthy, miserable creature.
Well, that certainly didn't take much time.
We were married before the register.
I'd registrar.
I see. But as you have slain the heir apparent.
The heir apparent is not slain.
Bless my heart. My son!
Hiya, Pop.
So, we gonna hug or lame poor guy handshake?
Lame cool guy handshake.
And your new daughter-in-law, you've deceived me again. Chop it off, chop it off.
I agree. You are entitled to a little explanation. But I believe he will give it better if he remains whole than if we cut him up in pieces.
Your Majesty, I understand that I did say that I had slayed the heir apparent.
Yes, with most effective.
Yes, thank you. But since the heir apparent is not slain, it's like this. If you say that a thing be done, it's as good as done. Practically it is done. So if you say, let a man be killed, he's as good as killed. Practically he is killed. And if he is killed, why not say so?
I see. Nothing could be more satisfactory. Titty Poo, become the cloud has passed away.
And this sun is gonna shine a dawning day.
And all the dark night is falling much too soon.
It's gonna be a month of afternoon. Let's all our joy and dance. With laughing song and every dance. With joyous shout, every cheer in our way. With joyous shout, every cheer.
Thank you very much for your warm applause.
was. Just a few thank yous I'd like to make this evening. I'd like to thank, first of all, the stage crew. Didn't have much to do tonight, but they built the set, and I think it's a great set. You can tell that they enjoyed making it with all these lights and all the stand chairs and so on. So thank you to the stage crew. Thank you also to my friend and colleague Liz McMorrin, who helped me with the choreography. Angus, who's on sound, 8 radio mics and 2 floor mics, and the only mistake was mine on the Wednesday night, and Angus has done a fantastic job. Not easy. He didn't hear anything. But I'm in danger of forgetting somebody, so Mary, maybe could you help me here? Someday it should happen, and sometimes to make. I've got a little list, of some friends who helped to make this show. To them and for their sake, I put them on the list. I put them on the list. The folks who found your seats and welcomed you so well. To Phoebe Scully and all her team, but especially Dr. Bell. To Vera and her netball girls, whose tray picks were deluxe. The coffee tasted really good, not cheap, but not Starbucks. And Jessica and Tori too, whose program I insist is put up on the list. Is put up on the list. Got him on the list. He's got him on the list. And you'll never let me miss them. I'm glad to say the prompters had little work to do, but it would be remiss not to put them on the list. There's the team from the art department, origami specialists, so I put them on the list. Mrs. McWhirter's on the list. The girls who collected all the props and brought them to stage on time. My thanks to them and to their boss, Mrs. Hughes, that's Caroline. And Matthew Beattie on the lights with Josh and Amy too. There's never been an obliging boy, such a professional crew. And now I'm drawing to a close, but 3 little maids insist are put upon the list. Are put upon the list. He's got him on the list. He's got him on the list. And they'll never let me miss them. Who have been part of my life for the last while, and I'd like to do this in probably alphabetical order. That's probably the first way to do it, and I think that is first of all Barbara. Barbara Lomas is a genius. She does the costumes for every show. This is, I believe, her 31st year. 31st year. She doesn't look 31. This is her 31st year, and as far as I know, it's over 40 shows that she's done the costumes for. As the boys were coming on Wednesday night, she was stitching the costumes. That's how disorganized she is. That's how... And she is wonderful. And could you come on, Barbara, please, and accept my thanks. Self-indulgence. The second little maid in my life is my wife, and I think she should be first, but she's alphabetically second. So, where are you, Fiona? Where are you? She's here. Come on. Thanks very much. And the third one, of course, is Mary McMahon. all know Mary. Mary's the Duracell of BRA. She's just all over. So thank you very much indeed. And of course, it's his last year as headmaster in charge of the school with the school play going on. Every year I go to him and I think he gets a little bit more nervous about the suggestions that I make about the school play. But he's most supportive of me and most supportive of everyone here. And we'd like to thank you, headmaster. On you, sir, because no money, no grovel. And finally, thank you all very much. Obviously, we have a wonderful time here, but it would not be the same if you weren't here. So we thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you all for coming again, as Jensen said. We thought that, you know, as a cast, we would have the pleasure of giving something back to people who helped us, but Mr. Jensen got there first. So we thought we'd do it anyway. We took a little collection today, and just went down and just got a small token of gratitude for people who helped us out. So if Mr. Jemison, Mr. McMullen, Dr. Loomis, and Mr. Moore can come on stage, please. Dr. Loomis.